Good morning, everybody. It's Brandon Doherty, Delaware Weather Guy, bringing you your Tuesday terrific weather report. Today and the next couple of days look pretty solid. Temperatures will be in the mid to high 60s. Um, Pretty decent sun, and not a whole lot of other business. But then as we get towards the weekend, we're going to have to deal with some of the effects from Hurricane Ian as he comes up the coast. Speaking of which, here's Ian right now. He's going over the west coast of Cuba. Pretty intimidating looking. Um, Nice symmetrical core. The eye is pretty full. The outer bands are strong, and he's got plenty of moisture with it. Anywhere where you see these heavy oranges and darker colors, that means there's a lot of moisture contained in the outer bands. And then his girth is being felt right now to southern Florida, and the earliest rain bands are starting to be felt on the western, throughout most of the state of Florida, but throughout the west side of Florida right now. Um, if you hear the arrival times of Ian by later this afternoon, he will be basically sitting off the southwest coast of Florida. And then by tonight, he will be off the west coast, battering places further south in southwestern Florida. But then the real kicker is when he comes in Wednesday, and he's kind of from 2 a.m. to 8 a.m. kind of just sits right here and batters the coast where this is Tampa is right here. So he's going to sit for about 8 to 12 hours, 6 to 12 hours, just battering the coast of uh, western Florida and Tampa. Life threatening storm surge, devastating wind damage is expected where the core of Ian moves across western Cuba this morning. Then, as he builds towards Florida, there is danger of life threatening storm surge along much of Florida's west coast. Highest risk from Fort Myers to Tampa Bay region. Hurricane force winds are expected in the hurricane warning area in west central Florida beginning Wednesday. Heavy rainfall, all the things you would expect. Now, to compare apples to apples, the storm surge expected from Ian is anywhere from 5 to 10 feet above normal. Okay, to put this in perspective, okay, so of course, this is us up here. Now, if we were faced with the same situation, okay, category three, it's going to be about a category three when it hits. Essentially, all this area you see in bright orange, bright reds, okay, Lewis, Rehoboth, beach areas, it would be flooded all the way back to Millsboro. And then the further north you go, it would be um, it would be flooded all the way back through. Here is Milltown, Millsboro, yeah, and then and points north and west. So, just to give you a little bit of comparison, because this again, I don't like to make light of these situations. Uh, Storm surge is no joke. Um, it's a devastating. It's probably the most devastating aspect of hurricanes. So now we go down to the Tampa Bay region, and the thing facing Tampa is kind of it's jutting out into the bay here. There's a harbor and there's a bay right here. Okay. So literally, the water is going to be pushed all the way through here in the Gulf of Mexico. And you're going to have a tremendous influx of flooding and water all throughout the city of Tampa Bay. So this is probably like the marina area. That's all going to be flooded. That's going to extend back into Egypt Lake and points further, I guess, north of the city. So this is going to be extremely impactful if it hits the way it's projected to hit. Now look at areas along the Florida Gulf Coast. This is the western Gulf Coast. Anything you see in orange is all going to be under inundated waters. This goes out through the Panhandle. So you can see here, folks, that this is no joke. This is reality. This is what they're facing. This is life-threatening storm surge. Okay, so we need to be. They need to be mindful of that. And when they play the, I'm not leaving my house, card, for leaving, that's just horse hockey. That's a bunch of minutia. I don't know how else to term it. So you'd rather protect your house than protect your life. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. All right, that's it for me. Please be wary of what's out there, what's looming for the residents of Southwest Florida and Western Florida. That's it for me, Brandon Doherty, Dale Weather Guy. Adios.